I guess. And it was a heated debate, I would say. Like, Hester really wanted to keep her because, like, she was claiming it was the only reason she wanted to stay alive and stuff like that. But the governor was saying that all she was doing is just being, like, a bad role model for Pearl, like the kid. And ultimately, it came down to one of the pastors.
Yeah,
And like, what did
Dimsdale.
he have to say about it?
Yeah, Dimsdale is it was her pastor before she was convicted of adultery, and he was actually the one who when she was on public display, he was the one who tried to get her to reveal who her lover was, but and then he was actually the one who kind of convinced the mayor that this is kind of like a blessing and a curse for Hester to have this child, and it's actually better for her to keep the child, and that they should allow her to. And kind of convinced the other important people who were in the decision-making process to allow her to keep her daughter because he's very influential, it seems, and people have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, it seemed like it was, like, after Dimsdale was done speaking, they were just like, all right, yeah, let's just go with what Dimsdale said, is pretty much what they seem to think.
Yeah.
And, and then it was like later after that, it goes into detail about how Chillingsworth first showed up, like, into their town, and,
yeah, it sounds like he was like an Indian captive. Possibly.
They did say something about him. I don't know if it was him or not, but they did say something about someone being a captive of, like, the natives or something like that.
It seems
like might have been him.
I think it was him, and I think it sounded like he got a lot of medical training.
Yeah, like that's probably how he learned, like, what plants and what, like, trees do what and stuff like that. And once he got to their town, he was, like, kind of seen as like a magician, kind of, because he could take like a branch and then just like some leaves and stuff and then just like cure someone with it, and you're like, what the heck?
Yeah, because obviously there's not a lot of interaction between the Native Americans and the colonists, so a lot of the medicine that the Native Americans have is unknown to them, and that Chillingsworth has that medicine kind of gives him an advantage. And it sounds like they didn't really have much in the way of a doctor in the first place, and that he was kind of filling a big need for them, honestly. And people were obviously very concerned about Dimsdale's health because a lot of people really liked him. He was very popular, I think, and they thought it was like divine intervention almost when he came, and they're like, oh, this will be the person who saves our beloved pastor and stuff like that. But obviously we know that he's kind of has his own agenda trying to figure out who Hester's lover is, so we don't know how that's going to play out, and if he suspects something, or it's kind of up in the air right now, I guess.
Right, yeah. So, let's see. So, with Transcendence, it kind of seemed like both Hester and Pearl, like in the very beginning of the section, kind of showed Transcendence because they were just, like, even though they were brought to kind of be, like, accused by the mayor or the governor, they were able to make pretty good arguments as to why that the two of them should stay together. And they were even able to get Dimsdale to kind of help them out. So, despite, like, their really bad situation, Hester was able to get out of it pretty well.
Yeah, I think another person, I guess, who shows Transcendence is Dimsdale. A little bit towards the pages 100, it talks about how he's very, he really puts up a brave face in the face of his obvious illness. Like, he even resists initially any attempts to get Chillingsworth to be his physician, because he's like, you know, if God wants me to go, God wants me to go. But, I mean, he's kind of not letting this illness really affect him, which is somewhat, I mean, it could be stupid if you're, like, resisting care, but, like, it's also kind of admirable in a way, I guess, to put up a brave face because he's obviously a leader in the community.
Yeah, and it's like, like you said, it kind of seems like he's saying, like, well, if I die, I die, but until then, I'm not going to let this, like, keep me from doing my job.
Yeah, which is, it would be hard for me to do, I know.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know if I could be a priest or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, is there anything else?
Well, no.
Alright, so that's Scarlet Letter.